What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some new news for you concerning Dillian White. Dillian White has turned down the offer from Eddie Hearns concerning Anthony Joshua to fight. He called it utterly ridiculous. So he did more than turn it down. He blasts through the media just like other people have. And he states that I'm being lowballed. I'm actually getting paid less than I did for my last fight with Chisora. And that is worth mentioning because if Eddie Hearn knows exactly what he was offered, that's his promoter, right? So why would you offer someone less than the money that he got before fighting a guy that is pretty much a journeyman at this point? Good fighter, Chisora, but at this point he's a journeyman, but he got what he got. So why would you pay him less? However, we don't know how much that is, okay? We don't know how much it is, but we know it's less than what he got paid, according to Dillian White. So there's pros to cons, and I'm going to counterpunch both sides, okay? I understand Dillian White's frustration. That sounds like a lowball offer, whatever it is, if it's under the amount, okay? On top of it being for the unified championship, the opportunity to fight the unified champion. You know what I mean? Because if we compare that to Luis Ortiz and Wilder, Luis Ortiz at least got $500K. Okay. So why would he go and fight another champion for less than that? And again, we don't know what it is. I would feel a lot better if I knew exactly how much the money was, so we can, make a determination on, how it is. But if it's less than what he got, it doesn't really matter anyway. However, Dillian White isn't a champion. Okay. He has, the WBC silver, but that's not recognized as the WBC super, which is the belt to have. Okay. It sucks for Dillian White that he is being treated like this to a certain extent, okay? Because Dillian White, he's not a champion. He is an attraction. I think they lowballed him. He called Anthony Joshua arrogant for the offer, okay? Well, it appears that way. But I will say this in Counterpunch, go right back around and Counterpunch Dillian White. Karma's a bitch, okay? See, here's the deal with Dillian White. No, he's not a champion, okay? He's not a champion at all. He hasn't fought for a championship, unlike Ortiz. But he lowballed Ortiz. He offered Ortiz, what, $200,000? A low three-figure number to fight him. If I'm Ortiz, I would turn it down too, just like he's turning down Joshua. Because unlike Dillian White, Ortiz has went for a championship belt. No, it wasn't pay-per-view. And since it wasn't pay-per-view, which Ortiz White would have been pay-per-view since he is the rising attraction, he should have offered him more money, definitely. So for him lowballing Ortiz, he gets the same treatment to him. That's why karma's a bitch. Counterpunch. Because you don't do one other fighter like that has one loss just like yourself, that's really pretty much equal on your platform. You might have fought and you've been tested more, but this guy's avoided. So the thing to do, since you're that war dog, you're that guy that gets in and takes that fight with any old body, fight Ortiz. Except Ortiz. You see what I'm saying? See, that's what it comes down to. See, yeah, Joshua, it might be wrong. I agree with Dillian White. He should have been offered at least $500,000 or whatever. I don't know how much he made for Chisora, but he should have been offered more than that fight at least. Okay? But the problem with that is if you offer Ortiz a lowball offer, how serious are you or were you about fighting him? And then people ask you about him to this day. And you kind of, yeah, but Yeah, but everyone wants to see that fight, dude. Don't waste your breath. Okay? Don't waste your breath. If Dillian White wanted to make his U.S. debut here, he could fight Ortiz here. Okay? Just like Anthony Joshua could fight Ortiz for that matter. But we're not talking about Anthony Joshua now. We're counterpunching Dillian White. And Dillian White should know that through the road that he's taken thus far, he should know that it doesn't stop with Joshua. He has to keep and continue on up that path, on up that road. Okay? Fight Ortiz. You know, I mean, that's one of the things that he's going to have to understand. Now, he may not want to do it because Deontay Wilder recommended it, sure. But if he does it, he could still use that as leverage to go for the other belt that Anthony Joshua and them want. Okay? He's not thinking of that. He's thinking, well, I'm frustrated or whatever. You know, White has frozen me out like we know. I mean, Wilder has frozen me out like we know. But you have to, and I don't think Dominic Brazil will give him the chance because he's sitting at his position. Why would he take the chance? You know what I'm saying? But White is supposed to be that guy. See, White built his whole reputation for fighting fights, the best fights. Think about it. He fought Lucas Brown, undefeated. Joseph Parker, once removed, right? He didn't almost knock him out, but dropped him, right? Took this guy down, and he had a tested chin, but he couldn't stand up to that left hook, and then knocked out Chisora, which Chisora was the low end of that totem pole, let's be real, because nobody wanted to see the Chisora 2 fight outside of the UK. Nobody wanted to see that, and people question, why the hell aren't you fighting Ortiz? He wants to fight you. And then it went back to the same old song and dance. Oh, because when we offered him money, he didn't take it. He asked for crazy money, yada, yada, yada. You see what I'm saying? But it wasn't crazy money. The money you offered him wasn't really enough. That what you claim now to this present day is ridiculous or utterly ridiculous from Joshua. Okay? But we know how much that figure was. It was $200,000 in that ballpark you offered Ortiz, and Ortiz just comes off a $500,000 against a champion. See, White wants to build himself as a champion. He has a following. So he has to respect himself and his opponents that he faces the same way. Does that make sense, guys? You can't offer someone, if you claim to be this star, this pay-per-view, this new pay-per-view guy on the rise, right? You can't offer your opponent $200,000 that just fought for the championship. He holds some legitimacy right now because he fought this guy, got that guy in trouble, the champ, the WBC super champ. He had him in trouble hanging over him like a drunkard hobo coming out of a tavern somewhere. Okay? Because he was welling on him and kicking that ass. Okay? So Dillian White needed to respect that outcome. Yeah, he fought Joshua a long time ago. Sure, he did. But in hindsight, he got knocked out. Ortiz got knocked out. But he didn't fight Joshua for a championship. You know? So sure, I get what Dillian White's saying. But I also get what someone else also did to him. And what he did to someone else. So someone else did it to him, Joshua, and he did it to someone else, Ortiz. So it's karma all the way around. So, you know, I already dropped the video on how I feel about Klitschko. So we've already covered that. You guys tell me what you think about Dillian White blasting and turning down the offer from Anthony Joshua. Of course, guys, please subscribe. And you guys have been counterpunched. Peace.